Hey everybody. I've tried to stay out of the media loop and all the things that, anyone would want to rant or rave about. I've tried to stay out of it, and I have done a very good job. But there is an article that came up, a story came through my Facebook newsfeed from a friend, and it's about a woman that was 33 years old. She died December the 30th, and her funeral was this past Saturday. She has two little kids, and the family, of course, gathers at New Hope. Let me find the name of it. The family gathers at New Hope Ministries Chapel in Lakewood, Colorado for the funeral. She is a lesbian. She was not married to her soulmate. Christina Higley was her name, or is her name. But you know how it works when the avenues are not there for the homosexual community. They do what they do, and she's been engaged to this woman since June 2013. Well, they have pictures up all over the church, like with any funeral of the deceased, and the deceased with loved ones, yada yada. Nothing new, nothing unique there. I read one article that said that there were pictures all over. Another article said it was a video montage of images. It may have been both, but each article mentioned only one. We're going to assume that both were there. But 15 minutes after the ceremony was supposed to start, someone comes out, a representative of New Hope Ministries Chapel in Lakewood, Colorado, and says that the pastor will not be presiding over that funeral until the pictures of Vanessa Collier, the deceased, and her wife, Christina Higley, are removed. And apparently they wanted them to also edit the images out of her video montage. That ain't your damn business. When did this funeral become about you? This was her life. Just because you don't like it, don't make it not her life. He said he didn't want any open displays of homosexuality. That doesn't change the fact that you have homosexuals sitting in the chapel grieving and mourning the loss of a friend, a loved one, a relative, whatever. It doesn't change the fact that Vanessa Collier was gay. It doesn't change a thing. And this is Christianity for you. They use every opportunity that they can to prove to God that they're awesome in their own mind, that they're great, that they're real soldiers of Christianity, God's little soldiers. Bullshit. Fuck you. So the family refused. They were not going to alter anything. They were not going to detract anything from anything. And I don't blame them. They paid this pastor $400 to preside over this ceremony. And the family commenced to picking up flowers and everything that you would normally have at a funeral, including the casket, loading it all up and taking it across the street to a funeral home. On the day that they're grieving, they have to muscle it up and do all this. Unbelievable. And this pastor was perfectly okay with it, apparently, because he said, okay, and off they went. You know, he didn't take it back. He didn't say, no, don't go that far. Nothing. On the church's website, this pastor, I don't even think I mentioned his name yet, Chavez, however you want to say it. This pastor has up there that it's a place where those bound by drugs, alcohol, gangs, and violence can find an ounce of hope. So he'll embrace all of that, things that people choose to do. They choose to do drugs. They choose to do alcohol. They choose to be in gangs. They choose to be violent. But not if you were born gay. Nice. It says, we're a center of hope with hands of mercy. Highly unlikely, because you had no fucking mercy on the family that grieved for the loss of this woman, Vanessa Collier, and her two children. You had no mercy on these people. Your self-righteous Christian bullshit. I can't make sense of these types of Christians. I can't. I like the Christians that are just symbolically Christian and don't throw it down people's throats and shit. This guy is a fucking loser. Dear Ray Chavez, guess what? You're a fucking loser. You're a piece of shit. I am an atheist, and I can honestly say that I am a better person than him. That feels good. You know why, though? Because my moral compass tells me right from wrong, and no one dictates to me how I treat anybody. And I would never do that to somebody. That's just appalling. This is awful. And this happening too often. And he's just so self-righteous. There's no, I don't understand. I don't even want to understand. I don't. But, just 2 daughters, this woman, and this is what they had to put up with. Sad as they were. And the Bible also says that all sins are equal. And not that I think being gay is a sin, but in his mind, that's a sin. That's the Christian way, that being gay is a sin. And in the Bible, all sins are equal. They all carry the same weight, every one of them. Every one of them. But this particular sin, in his mind now, is just not acceptable. It's just not. So he wants all the pictures removed and all of this stuff. And when did this funeral become about you? You know, and that's not your church. That's supposed to be God's house. You don't dictate that shit. You have nothing to do with her personal relationship with her God. And her God loved her. Her God loved her. Maybe your God don't love her, but her God did. So, that's not your church, buddy, motherfucker. That is God's church. That church belongs to the people who attended it. By the way, the ones who attended it, they talked to a couple of them, and one woman said she would never go back there again. If I can't find that story, hold on. As a Christian, this woman's, wait, is it a woman? Let me see. No, it's a man. Jose Silva. Okay, here we go. Collier's family and friends are outraged and have organized protests at the New Hope Chapel. One friend, Jose Silva, said, I am a child of a lesbian mother, and if my mom was to die, I would want dignity in her death. I am against bigotry and stand with my friend Vanessa Collier's family in seeking an apology and refund from Pastor Ray Chavez and New Hope Ministries. The acts that took place at her funeral were wrong, and no family should ever have to go through that. You're right. On his Facebook page, the same man, he said, as a Christian, I am ashamed of what I witnessed today and disgusted in a pastor I once had respect for. We are all God's children and will be judged upon the golden gates. Today, at a funeral for a friend who God made lesbian, the service was abruptly moved due to technical difficulties after it was to already have started. His reason was because he don't believe in same-sex marriages, but he knew this prior and holds funerals for murderers and those that die of drug overdoses. Thank you. I will never step foot back into New Hope Ministries, a church I once called home. So hopefully, you know how they say, take the warning labels off of everything and let it sort itself out. We'll end up with the smarter of the people and the better. Let's do that with churches, because they're just fucking themselves. There are fewer churches now than there have been in like 75 years or some shit. I've read it in an article like months ago. I don't have that link because I didn't plan on bringing it up in this video. But there's a reason that there are fewer churches. And it's not because Satan is taking over. It's because people are thinking. People are thinking for themselves. They are relying on their moral compass to tell them right for wrong. And they have about a 50-50 chance of getting it right, just like a Christian does, going by the Bible. This man's appalling. He is a piece of shit. Pastor Ray Chavez, you're a piece of shit. I'm going to put up a link at the bottom here to the church. They have a website, a contact sheet, and you just fill out the contact sheet and click send. And you let them know how you feel about what he's done, to this family who was grieving because he's a piece of shit. Thanks for stopping by and listening to my shit. Hit the red button below and hang out with me some more, and everybody have an amazing evening. Bye.